Hello, I'm Dr. Ben Newman. I am a corona virologist. And let's talk about something different. So, the thing that's been blowing up in the news today is monkeypox. Because there is a case that was just imported. A person came from Nigeria and was detected with the virus in Dallas, Texas, I believe, maybe Dallas County. So, yeah, why not? So, not a monkeypox expert, and honestly, it's a DNA virus, and I don't even like DNA viruses. They're not as cool as RNA viruses, and whatever, they can deal with that. All right, what is it? Well, factoid one would be that probably it should be called squirrel pox virus because it seems to be carried by rodents. So there have been cases where there were rodents imported from Africa that spread it to prairie dogs that then spread it to people. There have been cases where people got it directly from rodents. And there are a lot of cases, most of the cases in Africa, we don't know exactly where it's come from. I believe it's been found in rodents, one particular kind of rodent called a rope squirrel, which is a neat name, and once in a dead primate. So, yeah. So it's called monkeypox because it got into some labs and caused a lot of disease among monkeys. The disease looks like a severe version of chickenpox. You get little lumps all over the body that then, if it works like the other pox diseases, will then sort of fill up with pus and collapse and leave you with a little sort of indented scar. But that's not the worst of it. It's respiratory transmission, so it's going to come in through the mouth and nose, can get into the lungs, can cause a lot of problems in the lungs, which would make it very difficult to breathe. And it can also then track up and get into the cornea of the eye and can apparently cause permanent damage to vision. Yeah. And I've only read about that, and I'm not sure if that means complete blindness or just that your cornea is wrecked and you can't really see, and possibly a corneal transplant would help with that. Who knows? Fatality rate is an interesting thing. You can read a bunch of different studies. They have a bunch of numbers, but they all hover around 10%. That seems to be roughly what you'd normally expect from a new outbreak. There was one outbreak, though, where they had a lot of cases and very few deaths. So it's going to vary strain to strain. This is a virus that I think has been on everybody's list as potentially the next smallpox. If you were life coaching this thing, which I don't know why you would do that, you would say it just needs somebody to light a fire under it, get a little get up and go. It can cause the disease, but it is not good at spreading from human to human, thank goodness, right now. It would come in through mouth and nose, and also, thank goodness, because of international airline regulations due to COVID, people would have been wearing masks. And so presumably that may have protected some other people. In terms of the vaccine, there is not a commercial monkeypox vaccine as far as I'm aware, but monkeypox is if we're breaking down pox viruses, so chickenpox is a different thing. That's a herpes virus, and yeah, don't worry about that one. But like smallpox virus is on its own branch, and let's say that's over here. Way over here, you've got the vaccine we use against smallpox. You've got old cowpox vaccine and a thing called vaccinia, and monkeypox is on that side of the genus. So it is closer to vaccinia virus, which is the vaccine for smallpox. And so, if you've been vaccinated against smallpox, there's a pretty good chance you're immune to monkeypox, which is nice. Bad news for many parts of the world, including this one. They stopped routinely vaccinating people for smallpox, I believe in 1972 in the US, so a couple of years before I was born. So I am not vaccinated. How would you know? You would have a little mark about the size of a quarter, which is like a bumpy little thing. The vaccination is actually called a scarification. They have this little, it's actually a fairly big thing. It's got 17 little needles in it, and they dip it in a bit of virus, and you have to kind of mash it around in the skin. And you actually have to cause some damage in the skin in order to get the vaccine to take hold. So, yeah, it's weird. And compare that to the COVID vaccine. Oh my goodness. This is so easy and simple and clean. Yeah. Anyway, people in the military are still sometimes vaccinated against smallpox, so that could be potentially a benefit. So yeah, that's about where it is. That's about what it is. Little monkeypox capsule. It occurs in a band that runs across the center of Africa. So think the top of the Democratic Republic of Congo, like the rainforest zone, South Sudan, the rainforest zone, and then all the way across. You get it in Nigeria. Have had this ongoing monkeypox. It's like a low grade epidemic, but it's about 50 cases a year, if I remember right, in Nigeria since 2017. And I think one's been found as far up as the Gabon, which is like a little tiny rainforesty place. So it's probably some kinds of rodents, and we're not really sure which ones, but in those places. And it seems to be mostly animal to human contact that's spreading the virus right now, although human to human is possible. There you go. There's your nutshell. If somebody asks you about monkeypox, hey, you know as much as I know anyway. Thanks very much. This was Ask Dr. Ben, special episode because nobody asked. See you later.